Best Rivals 2019. All right, here we are. Fans have, I think, managed to get their calls out. It's all a little bit confusing here as the...
We're looking around. It's about 95% full here, Atlas.
Yeah, it's really full. You may have been watching the opening ceremony still. A lot of people filtering through, and now you can barely see any empty seats. And I'm very excited to see how this is going to go as we move forward. Anything interesting with the runes, gentlemen?
First sighting I'm seeing, Rookie going Electrocute. Obviously, you're very freed up. There was a lot of people talking about this matchup. Nayeon did very well in the reverse matchup against FPX on the first day. Electrocute's about keeping your health bar higher with burst trades. They've already got a lane top lane that slams 1v1. Renekton over Camille early trades, very, very dominant. So they're trying to have control over top side, and if you're winning health trades in mid and you have a counter pick in top, how's Karthus going to be farming is a question that's going to evolve. We're going to have to watch to see if Cuz can either shadow or go for a crazy sort of Karthus play that we see from time to time.
Well, speaking of his Karthus play, no deep wards have actually spotted him out just yet, which is great news for the Karthus player. On top side of the map, though, it is going to be mirrored starts here on Ning's side with Red into the Krugs. Try and get that level 3 as quickly as possible on both sides of the jungle.
Yeah, great defensive ward, specifically from Rascal, just in case Aatrox tries for anything special. It's the cheese gank up top lane and get the Shy rolling. I want to see what ends up happening topside and if Aatrox could fully commit so he goes and gets a vertical jungling across.
And I want to hear your thoughts on this, Raz, but I look at the Kings of draft. For IG, it's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Some very strong lanes, Electrocute to try to reinforce what can be a scaling lane for the Corki. You're right in that I look at IG and I see pretty straightforward how they want to play. The bridging is clear. For Kingzone, you understand what them winning looks like, but the path to get there, I feel like it's a lot of asterisks. There's things that could happen that would put them into, say, the mid-game with a Camille somehow getting an item lead on a Renekton and then sieging with Ezreal, Tahm Kench, Corki is super safe. I get that, but I'm with you in that getting there requires some of those natural bridges, and we always talk about a comp that goes from early to mid to late cleanly. Feels like Kingzone want to blow up those bridges, want to come up with some creative plays, because if it just goes as it is on paper, it's the sort of draft where if the fans say, wow, lost at draft, you could actually point to this one and say, I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, especially if this early game goes poorly for Rascal, because I think that as soon as the Renekton gets ahead in this lane, I mean, what is Kingzone's way of getting back in to the game if top lane is just completely destroyed?
Funny enough, it's not going to be something that people are happy to hear, but farming up. 3 items, if you look at the range advantage, just outright from Cuz, Nehun, Def, as the game goes longer and they have items underneath them, if they can just stave off the pressure, then I love what Kingzone has to offer later on.
And I think there's also a window earlier than people might expect, around, say, 10, 11 minutes, where if Karthus just farms and we never say his name, you always look at the numbers, you're like, wow, that's a lot of creeps. You can power farm and get 6 quickly, and then it's too soon. He'll take Unsealed Spellbook on any champion in support. They have 4 people with teleport and a Karthus with ult. There's a real chance you see something, you pack up, you teleport, and you make a big play. However, if IG get going early, then those TPs are reactive, and those plays aren't possible.
And that's the thing with Kingzone. These teleports, just to be able to defend from dives, to stop Ning's early pressure, that's what it's all about. They want to be able to stop the early pressure, have longer lanes so they can get there.
And if we clap our hands, literally everyone except Baolan, as long as the junglers around, can pack up and be somewhere. And that means, Atlas, you're going to have to be ready for potentially some real interesting trades.
Don't worry, Papa, I am on my toes. Don't you worry about that one. The Shy charging up this rage here, top side of the map. You can see Rascal's actually having a pretty good time of it, but I have a feeling that this is the Shy just charging up his batteries.
Take a look at the wave here. It's actually, yeah, sure, going for the Shy, but the Shy's going to be able to hold the wave. There is no vision that's there defensively. It expired, so Rascal is in a pretty precarious position with Aatrox nearby.
And there's a lot of gameplay happening in the moment that we had on screen, but it doesn't look like it, right? Why is Camille taking a free trade? It's because what happens usually in pro games when you see a grouped up minion wave means someone's coming to dive you. That's the thing that's happening there. And if Camille is doing that, tanking free damage from a Renekton, the Shy is saying, holy crap, the jungler must be here, otherwise why is he taking that trade? It's one of those next level things I realize also, in bronze, it's a very different thing.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a change-up. Cuz about half health now as he's been hoovering up the jungle, actually ahead by quite a few camps here, I think to the tune of almost 3. As Neon is taking a lot of damage here in this lane. You mentioned the electrocute. You can see it there just going off. Rookie able to get these short trades and really put the hurt onto this Corki.
And this is the story for Invictus Gaming when you have Rookie, JackeyLove, the Shy, all as your laners. You just have, of course, the draft helps, but just passive leads within the lane. And Rookie, when he's able to have these matchups like this, yeah, Ning could just walk right by because he has confidence that Ning, Rookie, will get this damage across. Watch out, Nahun. You are in dive range.
Yeah, this is a real problem. Ning is in the area, but not actually looking for any dives just yet. Neon misses a cannon creep.
Wow.
It is all over right now.
He's just trying to hold it strong. Remember, Karthus getting free level 6 before action happens is big. How far is he from 6? Hard to know. Seeing more trades happen. Neon's trying to hold the line. He wants to stay in lane till 8 minutes, but expect Ning to make a visit pre-8 minutes. By the way, 8 minutes, that package spawn timing.
Yeah, decent stun here from Rascal. Level 5 for the Shy, level 6 there for Rascal already, but this Mountain Drake is actually gigantic for IG, both denying it from Kingzone and picking it up themselves.
Yeah, this is an element of the game that not often discussed, but the RNG factor. If they can get this dragon, if it turns to another Infernal or a Mountain Dragon, then certainly it speeds up the game and is the worst case scenario for Kingzone.
And honestly, IG have a draft where if they rotate winning Azir or winning Renekton, then you're expecting them to pick up early objectives. You have to kind of pick your battles because going to use this time to get some warding. But like you say, that was actually close for comfort.
Yeah, went to 79 health. If that Tongue Lash was on point from Tucson, that would have been a free Mountain Drake, thanks to the leash IG. Not to be the case, though, and IG lock it down as they should have.
You got to be more disciplined about those moments. I've been, my days in my career seeing a Morgana pool, Steel Dragon, just the most ridiculous.
I've seen a Gleaming Quill steal Baron.
Sad.
Yeah.
And I've seen IG lose to just the most random teams in the LPL, right? That's what happens with them. But the reason why I bring that up isn't actually to put in a jab, but when they do meet these teams, the LCK teams in particular, isn't it interesting how they slide into what ends up being the lower kill, kind of slower style games just fine? That was our surprise at Worlds last year. IG was the last team you expected to be able to hang on, say, against KT Rolster in a 5-game series. But they were so good at just saying, all right, cool your jets, choose your moments, and that's why IG are the world champions.
That's what makes them so fascinating to watch because, I mean, the whole happy game meme during MSI, regular season to your point as well, they play to their opponents until it's time to just go for it. Until it's playoff time and they sense something, like taste some blood in the water.
Well, speaking of tasting blood, JackeyLove got very upset with that True Shot Barrage that just trashed both him and Baolan. Ning's up towards the top side, level 6 available for him. Rascal under this turret as Rookie is roaming up as well. Cuz in a great position right now as Rascal will break the chains and gets himself out. No first blood just yet unless Rookie is going to find him from behind the wall. Oh no!
Vision.
Just outside of Vision!
Oh, unbelievable.
Rookie.
All right, thank you, Vision Gods.
He's going to look at this VOD and he'll be tilted immediately after this game.
Good news, he might not have to play again today. So
yeah, let's hope so. If you're an LPL fan, definitely hope for that.
And look at the bot lane here. A recall timing seems to be working out on this one. TP back in. They're going to get some turret plates. Looks like IG had stepped away there, and Kingzone get 2 turret plates. A nice little bit of oomph.
It's just the wound. Crowd's going wild too early.
And the thing that's really scary right now is that Deft is moving towards that 2-item power spike that we talk about on the Ezreal, and he's probably the most aggressive Ezreal that we have in the LCK when he gets to those 2 items. We talk about basically Teddy and Deft when it comes to Ezreal, but Teddy plays a little bit slower, actually, when it comes to the mid-game. Deft kills people. That's what he does. And that, I think, will work very well here against IG that want to play a little bit more slowly, especially from that bottom side.
He is one of those legendary Ezreal players as well. I remember when I did my first Riot event, Worlds 2016, we had Bang, Prey, and Deft at the event, and they were kind of the gods of Ezreal in kind of history. And like Teddy joins that name and things like that as well. Deft is, 2012, 2013 debutant whose first AD carry was the Ezreal. He identifies it as his most favorite champion in his career. It's the older players who started with Ashe, and you kind of see the different tendencies, right? If it's Deft era, you're all about dodging those skill shots. If it's Prey era, you're all about hitting those Ashe arrows.
Yeah, and it's all about archery.
Exactly. And for me, as the game goes on, you get your items. A lot of it comes down to skill expression. What's more impressive and what gets your, skill out there than the Corki, the Ezreal, and of course the Camille as well alongside Kingzone.
And what is it about Ezreal? It gets his core items early, especially with the turret plates and the Kleptomancy. So using that to their advantage, sending this Ezreal Tom mid lane early, whether they break the turret or not. There's no 10-minute Rift Herald rotation in this one. TP's on cooldown from the bot lane.
I was a bit sad, that Kingzone, after getting turret plating bot side fully shoved in, they didn't rotate up top lane, not only because Rascal was having a small, difficult time up in that matchup.
Speaking of,
okay. Yeah, there's the wall of pain. True Shot Barrage, a lot of damage onto Bell, and can they actually get the first blood here, though, is the question. Flash under the turret, and he will be okay. Def tries to find the Q, does get it, but not enough damage. But now, the Requiem Bellland goes into the stopwatch. Not going to be taken down now, but a broken clock is bad news for bottom lane.
58 seconds past the point in which it was available. If it happened a minute earlier, maybe you would have been able to get that kill.
Rascal has been so smart this game, checking for Ning, understanding that he's going to be there, but it may not be enough as he's now looking for his way out. Hextech Ultimatum to try and dodge that knockup. The hookshot's not enough, and first blood all too easy over to the Shy.
Finally, it seems like Invictus Gaming getting it rolling early in this game.
Spreading the map there with the two teams, but it seemed like Rascal got the bad news too late. No stopwatch, no flash. He should have disengaged from the turret earlier, but the moment he saw the Aatrox, he felt curtailed, tried to find safety in turret. Not against Renekton. LPL teams know all about that.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a worry there as well, because the hookshot timing I felt was really weird out from this Camille.
Okay.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, that's a lot of turret plates, and Cuz looking for the wall gank on mostly the minion wall.
No, actually Cuz was stopping him just from being reverse dived, I think, in that case. So I think it was a safety Cuz overall. They keep the turret up, but that's the most you can say from that TP, and the Shy has a TP advantage now that he could wield.
And also a BF sword and another long sword under there as well. He's got a lot of damage potential up against just the Phage.
It's the hard dunking build, right? It's the TFT Nightmare. Spear Shojin going to be the early item pickup here from the Shy to try to dunk Camille harder in lane.
Well, you can see turret plates are actually pretty even, top versus bottom. 5 still standing on the top side for the Shy, but down to just 1. Bottom side of the map is still, we've got a minute and a half until those plates fall down.
Perfect timing, Dracula finally being able to get his base off as his teleport comes back online so he can TP back and protect, or just go for a flank.
Yeah,
what?
Big teleport coming in here
Oh
as
my
Bella
God.
nails the ultimate onto Deft. After the flash, Dracula makes his way in as Tucson will be the sacrificial catfish, wanting to go for a potential fat flash, but not going to get there. So he's just going to fall.
We called out the TP advantage for the Shy. The reason why this was a super smart move is that IG went over to the Rift Herald. You saw a Kingzone ping on it. They assumed the Rift Herald was being done. No. They packed up and went straight into an aggressive bot side gank. You never see plays like this in the LCK, but a vision fake meant that Tom Kench walked up more confidently, and that's why they profit with another kill and more immediate gold for IG.
And also, this just benefits the composition of IG so much, right? Slowly and steadily gaining advantages around this map, and it's in the neutrals as well. True Shot Barrage will do some damage, but IG straight up don't care about this because they've now got a monopoly on the Drakes, and they're moving towards that late game team fight that they're just confident in anyway.
It's just great to be able to see that, IG still bearing their fangs on this one. Being able to find moments where I thought they were going to play defensively to defend that bot side turret. Looked for the play. Great teleport flank forward to be able to make it happen. Oh, take a look at this, though.
Yep, the Shy holding onto the Dominus. You can see Prox the Conqueror, and Rascal wants nothing to do with it. He has taken Grasp of the Undying. That's more of a safety rune, not a battle rune here from the Camille. We'll have a lot of scaling options as we move. Like, if you pit them against each other, 6 items each, you're probably feeling good about the Camille, but are we going to get to that point is the question that we have for Kingzone.
Well, let's look at one thing. The gold here is very honest, despite the fact the LPL have got the 2 kills. Kingzone are going to get 2 items and try to make something happen there. And they are almost even in gold, which is a good sign because the LPL have made some really nice moves in the early game.
And now I guess we do get to put Deft into the mid lane. You do set up that very safe Ezreal Tom Kench, unless Tucson is going to face check here. A lot of damage coming through. Package delivered from Neon. We're going for it right now as Ning has to Umbral Dash to get over that wall. That's a great knock up to deny as the ultimate flies in from the Karthus. Lots of damage, 1 for 1. is the kill score so far, but Ning wants that reset. The flash,
wow.
Not enough depth with so much damage, but JackeyLove is going to draw that blood, and now Ning goes into the World Ender and will survive, cuz wishing he still had the Requiem.
Multiple battles happening at the same time, but for me it was the 1v1 where JackeyLove was able to nail Naehyun and flash at the exact same time as the ultimate from Corki came out.
And that outplay was possible.
Rookie! He's going to go down to depth though. Tucson goes into his stopwatch. The Shy wants to find it underneath the turret. Can it be the double kill? No depth. Able to create the space. Too easy. Double kill for the LPL Slayer.
And they needed to come back like that and make a big play. JackeyLove looking for the kill here. Won't receive it. We're going to have an extended two-pronged replay as the LPL almost got everything done at once.
Oh, but this is the start we wanted, gentlemen. Let's check out that team fight once again.
So we talked about how Kingzone has certain timings they could try to subvert and get in there and use the Requiem to clean up a kill. You have to go so deep here, and damage is dropped from the first Q, and Rascal, yes, gets the trade kill, but it's the support to make this happen. Watch JackeyLove on the top side, gets the outplay on Neon, while Rookie was initially chunked out of the fight.
Most key moment for me along with that was just the kill being able to be picked up and allowing the reset for, of course, the Aatrox to fully commit to the fight.
Rookie dives in, gets Tom Kench with the stasis initially and dies due to depth on the back end. And
So
remember
close.
those gods of Ezreal, they seem to hit all those mystic shots that you and I fail. Gets the kill onto the Renekton, and here's the Kingzone catch.
Yeah, very happy faces. You can see Akon in the middle there. Also, one of our LPL veterans here in the LCK, as Deft versus JackeyLove is exactly the key matchup that we illustrated earlier, and it's feeling pretty good.
JackeyLove's 3-0, Deft 2-0-1. It's still 1,300 gold because of turret plates and kleptomancy.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether Deft is going to be able to hold on to that lead, at least as far as that passive gold is concerned. Battleland trying to get some vision around this area as Rift Herald is still alive for another 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, pivoting for it. No one wants to start it, recognizing that, honestly, there's just so much power amongst both teams. They were trying for it. IG was pressing vision for it, but Naehyun had his package to be able to go for that fight.
Whoa, I just want to alert you guys towards the items. As there's a pretty cool book that Cuz has just picked up from the library, and I just don't know whether there's enough pages in it to make it worth it right now.
Now, I don't know if everyone remembers this, but they used to actually write the history of the books in the book before we had computers.
Right, okay, so we're jotting it down.
This is one that Cuz has taken out early many times. He loves to rush Medjais, which seems super risky on a champion that has a passive around dying, but it's a Cuz playstyle that we kind of shake our heads at, either fondly or questioningly, depending on how he's going.
Yeah.
I think it's fitting, you know, for the LCK, much like the history of books, and how many times he's going to be dying. He's going to just be ripping out pages.
Yeah,
don't want to remember this.
There aren't even any pages in there right now as Ning and Rookie get tagged. Teleport coming in. Kingzone, they want this team fight. It is going to be Shelly falling down, but can Kingzone actually find any fights that they want? Neon, I don't think he has the package right now as Wall of Pain doesn't get any work done. Umbral Dash and Shifting Sands get both Ning and Rookie out of that pit.
Kingzone could have actually just been spending their times doing this. They had a wave up mid lane. Now IG has a chance to be able to defend. Nice Wall of Pain, though.
Yeah, well, Ning's actually looking for these.
Wait,
Oh, but Def just straight up murders him! That's what happens if you hit all of your skill shots. Def Ezra just does more damage, guys. This Rascal now looking for a potential flank. This tower will be falling down. And do they have them exactly where they want them? Yes, we do! Requiem comes in, some low health bars, but the Shy has been activated. Neon able to get himself out of there as Cuz grabs himself the next kill. Kingzone, ruthless on the Rift today.
No comment on what
True
happened.
shot barrage. Raz, it's okay. I'll pull yourself together, man.
No comment on Ning's death, but the rest of it was pretty flashy.
But what did you take away there, guys? To point the Raz brought up in Champ Select, the range advantages on the side of Kingzone. Ning just took way more ranged free damage from 1,000 units than he ever expected and died, and that's why things fell into place, because otherwise this turret dive's too risky. Consider yourself from Ning's perspective. Obviously, you want to try to zone people away from killing the turret. He Qs in once, Qs in twice, and is dead.
Yeah, well, look at Cuz. He actually just backs away, tanks a turret shot here, walks behind a wall, and he will just be able to press this button. And right now, you can see him just jotting down notes in his notebook as this comes down from the sky.
And as soon as he has to be on point, you don't have a Taric ultimate stay alive as Camille. But IG, with the use of the Emperor's Divide, were able to fight back.
Nice focus from specifically the Shy being able to double down on what the Azir Soldier were starting auto attack. And one thing that I need to be able to see or just kind of recognize is that the Wall of Pain is doing a lot of work for the poke damage that they have here. Just allowing them to get the free damage across. Battleland took a lot of damage then. Same here now.
Def, that was
Wow,
blind.
please stop.
He's just looking for it.
God,
Missed actually
you.
find the kill.
Finally.
1 versus 2. He missed one. Yeah, he missed one, guys. Don't worry. He's a human.
And I gotta say, when it comes to these legends, and remember in Korea, we've had SKT and KT down the bottom during the regular season. Any player who has a domestic reputation but then ups their level of play internationally, you write songs about. Def's one of those players. This rookie's gonna slide in. But isn't it amazing how when Def goes international, he's even better than he is domestically?
Yeah, it's absolutely terrifying as Rookie taking a lot of damage. Deft is here, but it's a good knock-up from Ning. Infernal Chains do register, but Rookie should be falling here. Last auto from Neon. They juggle the turret aggro nicely. And now Deft, 1 versus 3. I think he bit off more than he could chew that time.
JackeyLove?
That's getting a little bit overexcited as JackeyLove gets slowed down. Rascal Theft, Neon with the damage, and Rascal's even able to escape. Ning now with 400 health has to get the hell out of there. And despite picking up Deft, Kingzone's still looking good.
They got so much range damage, they can keep going. Their mobility of the Ezreal wasn't able to be on display there, but nice play. Speaking of
Rascal's
mobility,
found Ning. See you later, buddy. I have a feeling we're just waiting for an E-proc, and we are. There we go. No more Aatrox, and now no more Battleland. The Shy falls down as well. The crowd is erupting as Kingzone 10 kills to 7.
Kingzone are relentless. They're so aggressively playing on Vision. They're trying to turn it into a 22-minute Baron. This is bold. Rookie's TP is up.
Just a full ace off that entire fight. You even saw Tom Kent trying to channel his ultimate, thinking that they can go further, but had to play it slow and cleared them out.
Well, this Baron is getting melted. Cuz does so much damage. 16 stacks on the damn Magi's. Voidseeker finds nothing. And let's have a look at this replay. Def definitely plays a little bit overly excited.
But this is the Kingzone that we were calling the best team in Korea at the start of summer. The thing that separates them from other teams is their level of aggression, but general smarts around macro. Yes, Def goes super deep, and you think, all right, it's all over here. But they've got the micro mechanics. Rascal, one of the youngins, coming back and making smart moves. But remember what the resting state of the map is. It is Kingzone controlled with all of their forward vision, and these picks and the eventual Baron are possible because of both their ruthless aggression and the vision they had already laid down.
And these fights are just happening, being forced because of Rascal. Rascal this game has been a god.
Yep, it's just ridiculous. We got a needlessly large rod picked up for Cuz. He's got so much AP. 16 stacks on the book.
Good news, I caught a name of this book. It says Art of War on the front.
All right.
And he seems to be reading. It's a page turner, it turns out.
I feel like he's learning a lot.
He needs to stop reading
so far
it.
today. Is that out? Is that not in your library, Rams? You can get that one here. Don't worry. It's absolutely fine. Trinity Force is now completed for Rascal. Looks like he's going to be putting himself together some defensive items after this. Titanic Hydra could be the option as Ning is spotted in a turret, is destroyed. We're raising bottom side as well, as now Rascal is feeling himself here in this 1v1 matchup against the Shy. I feel like the scaling has started so much earlier than it should have this game.
And the Baron buff minions means that even Renekton's ability to dunk 1v1 is nowhere near what it was before.
Oh my
the
God.
Trinity Force autos are nice and big. The Shy is kind of caught in no man's land. He can't do what he wants to do. Wouldn't have killed, but right now, Renekton can't dominate. And what does Renekton do when the lane is no longer his friend?
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's the thing that's really scary, man.
I'm just focusing on Azir right now. He's going straight forward, but he needs to be doing more. I'm talking about the Azir sec, the ultimate to be able to start the fight. They need that sweep if they want to get the engage on their terms.
And what does Rookie do? He wins team fights by himself. This definitely is not over, as you can see. The damage dealt is all about Rookie on IG's side, but Deft has done, a fair bit.
You can add a lot of people on IG's
Oh
side.
my God, Rookie already down to half health. Voidseeker does find the target, but not the target that JackeyLove wants. Look at these health bars, they're so low. One more auto attack from Deft should be able to do it with that E-proc. As there's the Requiem. Look at the the damage! He's just harvesting IG right now.
And he's just zoning them off turrets.
True shot barrage. Wow, the Shy. That was about exactly how far he needed to move to avoid death.
At this point, they don't have to kill anybody. They do enough damage just through poke and the Karthus ultimate alone, forcing them to back to base and just reaping the rewards.
Yeah, might even be an Infernal Drake as well, as Kingzone now have an opportunity to even things up. That's called high rolling, my dude.
Where was this earlier?
Where was this Kingzone last year with the names
Exactly.
everyone knew? And that's the thing I want people to take away is, yes, the nameplate of Kingzone is familiar, but that's the team that famously couldn't make it to Worlds. The stacked roster, Naeon, Cuz, Rascal, two sub-players who had to watch on alongside Peanut and Khan last year, have really developed this year after a couple of hiccups recently. And Naeon, the player who was famous only for his losing streak, the longest losing streak of any player in history, has come along. He's done very decently against Rookie. What hasn't looked like a chump next to one of the best mid laners of all time. And this roster is looking so strong together, and they're one of those big hopes from Korea.
Well, Cuz now looking for level 16. He wants that Requiem button to be as buffed up as possible. That 50 damage nerf is feeling like not enough this game, as we saw that last Requiem was just tearing IG apart. True Shot Barrage also a bit of a problem here as Battleland doesn't get the Unbreakable. And Kingzone still have so much pressure despite Baron being off and up again in another 2 minutes as Deft. He's a one-man army. Naeon's there as well. Jackie Love 1 kill away from death, and Deft is only moving forward. The rest of Kingzone are just cleaning things up.
The crowd here is losing their mind. Deft has no domestic MVPs. He hasn't won a single one this tournament, this year. And now he's coming in and he's dominating.
He's doing just ridiculous things to our world champions coming from 2018. Remember, guys, this is not an IG that you can mess with comfortably. They took down SKT in pretty considerable fashion in the group stage. This was considered the best team from the LPL, and Kingzone making them look silly, honestly, throughout the mid-game and now moving into late.
There's nothing else you can say. They not only took down FPX on day one, the undefeated team in the LPL, but they're taking down the damn world champions in such quick fashion.
And IG have to fully engage. They can't get poked out like they have been. And that is their issue right now. Ever since the Baron, all their structures are exploding. Can IG find a miracle engage to try to punish KZ?
And the reality here is just based off the poke and the confidence of Deft alone, you don't even need these neutral objectives. Screw the Dragon. I guess the Baron is nice, but you can just literally walk up and start poking these guys down.
Yeah, and I just want to talk about what the wildcard factor is. And Deft has it, right? This game especially, he has turned expectations of team compositions completely on their head by making sure that whenever any team fight happens, there are at least 2 people on below half health, right? And it does just completely change how you have to look at a composition.
I think the word you're reaching for is class. Deft is one of the greatest AD carries of all time. He will have that however his career plays out from today. But the bigger surprise, Atlas, is the top side have been able to swell what was so much pressure from pick and ban. And then Deft is just doing way more damage than you could ever calculate. So it helps when the rest of the team is towing the line for Deft to just walk up and half health people with a single Q.
Ooh, I know that, Azir turret has its eyes on his, the Ezreal right now.
You can understand why. It's Rookie getting taken down way too long. That last auto. Is Rookie going to survive this one? He has his stopwatch. I believe that's his Zonya's now as Phosphorus Bomb doing some work. In goes Rascal into the backline, but the Emperor's Divide is good. Cuz manages to pick up that kill on the backline, and now Kingzone Dragon X march forward. Cuz down to 300. The Shy eviscerated before anything can happen. And now the ultimate from Rascal. The ace from Kingzone, and that will be game number 1. LCK move up to 1-0.
And let me buy that book, put it on the internet. I'll order one, baby, because it's 25 stacks full. Jungtung Arena lose their mind as the world champions go down.
Unbelievable performance here from Kingzone Dragon X. I don't think anyone on this desk expected this level of play from these guys, especially after the draft, because you have to say, you mentioned it earlier on, very early in this game, that if this had been an IG win, people would have been saying, oh, lost at draft.